All right, this is Spring 2021 Topaz of the South. And I don't think this thing is gonna stay. I don't quite understand how this even works. All right. Maybe it stays. Anyway, Oriental Beauty. Definitely looking for something sweet. It's a bit of a roasted flavor. Very sweet though, typical of Oriental Beauty. Cold brew, very, very green. Been watching this thing in the fridge for a couple days now. And it's what I expect from a spring picking. Very green tea. Let's see what we get. So very clear, very clean. Not a lot of activity. It's like just little water bubbles. Yeah. Very typical of Oriental Beauty. It's very good though, very nice. Maybe not as sweet. Yeah, not as sweet as I've tasted in the past. But yeah, definitely a roasted flavor. Again, very green, very bright, very clean. But yeah, not as floral as some of the other Oriental Beauties. So I'm really interested in making bubble tea with this because I wonder what makes a better bubble tea. Is it the flowery sweetness, or is it more of the green roasted flavors? And so curious to see how that goes. Right now, gonna brew up. It's hot brew. Really pretty leaves, I think. And you definitely see some green in there, along with the dark roasted kind of purples and blues to my eye. Not really brown or black. All right, gonna rinse this very quickly. Oh, wow. So right away, I actually got a little bit of peanut butter. And I'm certain I've never used that word to describe the smell of any other Oriental Beauty. So this one is definitely different. But yeah, those nice roasted notes. Definitely something like a peanut butter. Good stuff. And so, doing this with really hot water. Not sure how long I'm gonna give it to steep. I'm gonna definitely give it some time. When I make the the boba tea, I really like really cooking this stuff and really getting it very dark and very strong. Really brings out a new and different dimension to the tea itself. I think maybe that's good enough. Yeah, and it was definitely as I expected. Dark brew, but definitely a green tint to it. But definitely dark, brownish for sure. I think that steep time was what, like maybe 30 seconds or something. Yeah. So this was different, and you know, I thought it was strange too, the way that they named this Topaz of the South. I mean, what does that even mean, you know? But I am interested in finding out where this is from, and maybe if there's any special producer notes on this, because it is different. It does have that roasted notes that the Oriental Beauties have, but there's like none of the floral stuff that's indicative of an Oriental Beauty. The smell of the dry leaf definitely gives you the Oriental Beauty sweetness, but past the aroma of the dry leaf, I mean, there's not much else. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an Oriental Beauty. I mean, you know, it's an Oriental Beauty, no question about it. But it is different in that it's deeper, darker notes, both on the nose and on the taste. Yeah, the taste of the liquor. There's a very distinct aftertaste, which is a very toasted note, and having a hard time coming up with exactly what it is. I mean, it's something like a at this point, I'm trying to imagine what it may be, because I don't think I've definitely tasted something like this before, but it's just something like a kind of a almost burnt cookie thing going on, or maybe like a toasted graham cracker. If you're making like s'mores, you know. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and really looking forward to seeing what kind of boba tea this thing makes. All right, so I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna use much cooler temperatures and see what we get. Let's see, 96. I think the last time I did this, I got it up to 135, 130. This one is going to take a lot of hot water. So we're at 120 now. Let's see. Look at that, 137, 138. Better than last time. All right. think what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna steep it as long, if not shorter, just to see what happens. So cooler temps and shorter steeping time. And what we ought to get is a much lighter brew, but it ought to bring about some different notes. And look at that. Very green. Much lighter brew, but a lot greener. A lot greener. It's a really interesting tea. Yeah, so it's now I'm getting the aftertaste of that floral thing. Yeah, so it's a lot sweeter. So what's going on here is that much hotter temperatures, longer steeping times brings out a lot more of those roasted, toasted notes. And then lower temps, shorter steeping times is bringing out more of those floral, sweet Oriental Beauty flavors. Yeah. And you know what's interesting is this is one of those teas. It doesn't come around often, but I actually like this one brewed strong and brewed weak. There's even a little bit of almost a menthol thing going on too there towards the end. It's really giving you those fresh spring vibes that you'd expect from a tea like this, but it takes much cooler temperatures to bring it around. You know, part of that I think has to do with the fact that this is a second steeping. I have a feeling that what's going to happen as I take this through multiple infusions, I think that sweet, green, Oriental Beauty, floral notes are going to continue to come out. Maybe whether or not I use hot water or not, I'll definitely play around with it and see. But yeah, even the nose is different now. It's much sweeter, much fresher, much more floral. And that was just not the case in that first infusion. So there you go. You know, maybe this is one where you really have to boil off those roasted flavors in the beginning, and then the tea kind of comes into its own, blossoms into this floral balm that is an Oriental Beauty. So yeah, I'll keep playing around with that. Again, definitely excited about making the boba. If I do come up with anything interesting, I'll definitely come back and say so. But for now, it is exactly what I expect from a spring picking Oriental Beauty. Very good. I can't say that enough. It's very good. And this one is a little different in that I think the roasted flavors are a bit more prominent than what I've had in previous Oriental Beauty. So any Oriental Beauty I think will be great for a first time tea drinker. There are some out there that's like very charcoal roasted. I wouldn't suggest those for first time tea drinkers. I don't know if this will necessarily impress a tea nerd, but it is very good though. It is very good. So that's it. Till next time.